Well then, this would make 101 reviews I've done on air conduction headsets, guys. These kind of earbuds are so popular nowadays. They're everywhere. There's nowhere on this flat earth these things haven't touched. It's like an air conduction pandemic, and there's only one way to fight it. Anyways, this is the EMEET AIRFLOW. It's an air conduction earbud from a company neither you nor I have heard of until now. But I chose to give this a try because the AIRFLOW has some unique features not found in other models, at least not altogether like this. So let's see if this meets my expectations. Yes, I'm totally killing it with the jokes today, isn't it? The EMEET AIRFLOW retails for $180 and it comes in one single colorway, which is this Bluetooth 5.3 with multi-point support, AAC as well as SBC. 16mm drivers in here doing all the grunt work for what it's worth. We'll talk about sound quality later on. Ear hooks on these, you can see they are fixed form, but they have a nice titanium core. Battery life, I got around 7.1 hours at 65% volume running AAC for what it's worth. IPX5 water resistance, and the weight on these is 9.6 grams according to my scale. And it doesn't just stop there, guys. In the box, you also will find a USB dongle, which you can connect to a PC or something. So if you don't want to bother with the app, you just want to quickly connect, plug this in, and this will auto connect with the dongle itself. They also include this little stabilizer fin for attaching to the back of your earbud like this. So if you feel like it's super unstable, actually it's wrongly aligned. You align the hole right here with the L right there as well. There's also an L emblazoned on this thing, which is darn cool. And so this little fin, I hope it focuses, this little fin will press against or counterweight against the back of your ear, which is nice if you feel like your earbud's unstable, especially if you have the boom mic in there, which it doesn't. I've tried it many times to use it without these and it was still very stable, but they included it just in case. Also, they have a charging cable and documents here and there that you probably will ignore the moment you open the box. A couple of things I want to add. There are two mics beside that handle phone calls. That's besides the boom mic itself. And the boom mic attaches to either side, by the way, here in this slot, like so. This thing is non-bendy, but it is right close to your mouth where it should be. And according to EMEET, they said they scanned around or studied 2,560 ear shapes to get to this form. I think for the most part it is good and nice and comfortable, but again, user experience may vary. We're outside doing the Bluetooth range test, and as you can see, I have the AirFlows on and I have Santana playing Black Magic Woman, one of the best songs out there, on my Pixel 7 Pro, sitting at the end of my deck. And I'm gonna walk from the back of my house towards the side. Right now we're in direct line of sight, no signal issues, and where I'm standing is around 25 feet away from the phone at the end of my deck there. It's still there, thank goodness. And I'm gonna walk around the side here, and now we have some obstruction, a few walls, and I just got a signal cut out. It's still, you know, audible right now, but it's hitting left and right, but it's gone strong again. And there you go again. It's pretty much lost everything right now at this point. But I'm gonna try to hit the disconnect tone and see how far we can get. There you go. It's around 62, 63 feet. So that's not bad for what it is. You can see the fit of these, and I'll talk about the fit in a second too, more back in the studio. But I probably don't fit the demographic of the 2000 something got reconnected again. 2000 something years that they scanned, because you can see it sits right above my ear canal, and also a little bit out as well, probably a quarter of an inch or something like that out. So yeah, it's not ideal, and therefore like things like wow, the ice is really hard. It's really hard to run in. Therefore things like bass and the definition is affected. So if you happen to be in the ideal group where your ear meets the sound port, you're in luck, but not in my case, and my guess is not in most people's case. So something to bear in mind. Buy these, test these out, and if you're not happy with them, it's really because of the shape of the ear hooks. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm freezing my fingers off, which explains why there's nobody walking on the streets. You're probably definitely smarter than I am right now. But we're out here doing the microphone test, and you can hear
right now with the boom mics, the sound quality is pretty good. But I'll tell you what, and I've tested this over and over again. I'm not sure what's going on here. When you're outdoors, when the noise suppression algorithm is kicking in, testing that, here comes some cars again. Let me remove the boom mic and you can compare it. The voice is the same between the internal mics and the boom mic. I'm not sure why that's the case, the end result. If you're using these indoors, like your home office or your office, I don't see why you want to wear the boom mic outside because you look ridiculous. It sounds really good. There's a clear differentiation between your intonation of your voice versus the internal mics, which sound more echoey and digitized, just like your usual ones on your regular earbuds. But out here, there's not much discernment. So something to take note of there. There is, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, there is a mute button on the boom itself. So when you press it, the voice tells you whatever mode you're in. It works pretty well. Um, I'll tell you what, I really like the open air experience of these kind of earbuds. When you get phone calls, you can hear everything going on around, guys, which is really a safety uh, feature. I'll say that. Wind noise reduction doesn't work at all. There's none. At this price, I was hoping to see it. But yeah, the wind gets in both mics, both sets of mics, the ones internally as well as these really easily. By the way, I have a cold this week, so I'm not doing the splash test in this kind of weather. It's not a good idea. So, anyways, if you were waiting for that, well, you're gonna have to wait till next time.
The EMEET Tune Companion app is as easy to navigate as they come, which is a good thing, guys. Although I would say it's a little slow to connect and display the device when you launch the app for the first time. But when it does, the battery levels at the top you can see here, and then you can select an EQ by swiping back and forth and then stopping at the one you prefer. There are like 4 presets and 1 5-band manual EQ in case you're wondering. Next one over is the control tab, is where you customize what single, double, and triple taps on the control pad do. Again, you select the command you prefer with horizontal swipes. Build quality, the things you touch and see, is right up there with near premium models from Europe and Japan. EMEET, I would definitely say, did their homework in this department. And I even see some Sony influence right here in the right side indicator with the font type plus the reddish circle around it. It's totally Sony Sling. You heard it for yourselves a second ago. This boom mic ain't no gimmick, guys. It transforms the airflow into some kind of part gaming, part office headset ninja that brings the best voice quality in this category I have seen yet. I would call the Airflow's SQ harmless, or inoffensive is the other word I was looking for actually. This isn't a device audio buffs, let alone audiophiles obviously, will gravitate to. You just pair it, play, and go. And if you fall into that category, then the Airflow is your ideal partner. Now, as with most open air earbuds, bass is sorely lacking. I mean, if you press the device close to your ear canal like this, then yeah, the lows sound punchier. But my hunch is most heads won't align the sound port that perfectly to their heads. Now, back to the SQ. For the general listener using the stock EQ, mid-range and highs are clear with surprisingly good separation and sense of spaciousness. Of course, when you get bored and begin to dabble with the EQ is when you notice how little headroom the drivers have to play with. I'll tell you what, the results are not very pretty, guys, I'm afraid. I tried getting more bass out of these things by bumping up the 64 and 100 hertz range, and the output was harsh and downright useless. The highs were equally unusable, although I have to say the mids managed to maintain some monicum of composure throughout this whole testing. So yeah, stick with the default if you can, or the other presets. Just promise never to hit the custom EQ, alright? I think having an onboard UV sanitizer is a fantastic idea. The only question I have for EMEET designers and engineers is why isn't the whole device sanitized? The case should be zapping harmful bacteria all around the airflow. The places that I can think of immediately are like the ear hooks, the touch controls, and possibly the boom mic, places with the highest finger traffic. Makes sense, right? Now, this is where I have to say the review took a dive a little bit. Thanks to the spec sheet, I know for a fact that the airflow is rated for IPX5, which means it's able to take sweat and sprays of water like rain, at least in terms of the certification. Now, all I did was rinse my sweaty airflows under the same spray faucet like I always do with my other devices, even IPX3 rated earbuds. And I kid you not, this thing died literally 7 seconds in. And I knew this because I still had the other earbud on my ear, and suddenly music stopped and so did the controls. Thankfully, I seen this occur on some random brands before, so I didn't panic, and so I spanked out as much water as I could and placed it in some rice. The next day, it was fine again, so that's all good. But the point is, this shouldn't happen on something rated IPX5, which means it might have been a fluke specific to my unit, but having your $180 device quickly bug out by water is worth mentioning. I found the EMEET AIRFLOW a mixed bag of decent audio quality but fantastic phone call quality that's industry leading, unique and useful features that we went through earlier, really stable fit, a rather good companion app, plus I would say a price probably $40 too high. No doubt, considering how innovative EMEET is with these, I can't wait to see what they might have in store next. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I appreciate your patience as you sat through really bad jokes and such. If you like what I do, by the way, though, if you like to see more content like this from random new brands and also from more common brands, it really helps to hit the subscribe button down below and also thumbs up this video and reshare this with your friend. Help this channel grow because it's been slow, dang it. And which is why I launched another channel to help even things out and streamline this whole thing, because YouTube algorithm has pushed me in that direction. So check out the other channel called the Non-Techie Tech Show. The link is down below as well. Thank you so much for being here, guys. And remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what? The world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love you all very much. Peace out and God bless. You know, with this thing on, I feel like a telemarketer. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Hello, this is EMEET. Thank you. How you are? Oh, okay, good. What's the problem? No. Why you immediately shout in my ear, uncle? I cannot. You think I can work magic so fast, man? You think I'm boss of EMEET? No.